Hello again, and welcome to the Bad Crypto Podcast. I'm Satoshi Kasem.
And I'm Casey Nakamoto.
And we're all set to count down the biggest cryptocurrencies in the world. The official CoinMarketCap.com site says that these are the coins and tokens with the largest market capitalization and that crypto enthusiasts are investing in. Has there been any movement in the top 10 rankings? Will Bitcoin lose market dominance? And will we see a newcomer to the top 10 soon? In the first of a two-part series, we'll be counting down the top 10 cryptocurrencies, and the countdown begins right now. It's episode number 129 of the Bad Crypto Podcast.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, ignition.
Who's bad?
Now, am I Satoshi Casey, or I don't remember who I am?
I'm Casey Zabo.
And welcome. You're Zappos. You're welcome to the Bad Crypto Podcast. We're bad. I'm Joel. That's Travis. And this is a nod to the great Casey Kasem, who did America's Top 40 Countdown for 50 years?
Is that how long it was? 50 years?
Yeah, he was a national treasure. I remember growing up listening to America's Top 40 all the time.
He did?
Who did?
He did?
Yeah, he did.
He did.
Yeah, Casey has gone on to spin the stacks and stacks of hot wax in heaven.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, Casey's moved on. But we are in these two episodes. It's a two-part series. We're going to cover the top 10 cryptocurrencies in reverse order. So we're going to, by market cap, we're going to go from 10 through 6 today. And in a future episode, we're going to go through 5 to 1 and kind of lay out for you what each of these cryptocurrencies are, what they're designed for, and, a little bit of information around that. So it should be fun.
By the time that you actually listen to this show, the numbers might have changed, right? Because crypto goes up, crypto goes down. You remember how that works.
Absolutely. So we're going to talk about these 10 tokens, but we want to remind you guys that we're giving you an opportunity to talk about the tokens that are interesting to you, whether they're, in the top 100 market cap or somewhere down towards the bottom, or they're not out yet. And we're going to be doing a show in the near future called Talkin' Tokens.
Talking Tokens was Travis and Joe.
So here's what you guys need to do. This is your opportunity to get your token out there in front of the whole Bad Crypto Republic, all the citizenry. So write us and be brief. Write us at badcryptopodcast@gmail.com or go to badcryptopodcast.com and click the contact link or call the Bad Crypto hotline. And actually, that's preferred because we want to hear your voice and we want to play your audio on the show. The hotline number is 708-885-9030. And if you didn't take that down, it's in the show notes for this episode, badco.in/129. Call us. Keep your message between 15 and no more than 60 seconds, right? Don't go on and on. Tell us your name. Hey, I'm Satoshi blah, blah, blah from Kalamazoo, Michigan. And my favorite token is, tell us your token, and then tell us why it's your favorite token. Give us some information, then we will select from those and put you on the Talkin' Tokens episode.
If you're worried that you might go over that minute, then just jot down some of your thoughts before and just have your sheet of paper there to kind of have you give you some guidelines, because we'd love for you to talk tokens, but some people can ramble and ramble and ramble, and maybe, if you're doing a great job of describing why, then maybe we would let that go over, but try to keep it shorter because that way we can move through them.
You're rambling.
Ramble on.
So there you go. And now we're going to get into the first 5 in the top 10 crypto countdown. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Number 10.
This first one here entered the top 10 with a blast in early January 2018 with a 100% increase in price from December. It's a blockchain-based centralized protocol that aims to construct a worldwide free content entertainment system with the blockchain and distributed storage technology. That number is number 10, Tron.
Tron. I think of the film, I think of the old Disney film Tron whenever I see it, and the sequel that I never would see because I heard it was horrible. Yeah, TRX is what it is, and lots of controversy around this thing because it came on the scene last year with nothing more than a white paper. Right. That's what Tron was. It was a white paper, and we saw this thing go from 0.001, which is, minimal, on, December 9th ish, all the way up to 25 cents on, January 5th, something like that, January 6th. I mean, it spiked way up, and some people, if they cashed out, made some serious bank.
And I think I saw it when I got to around, between 1 and 2 cents or something. And then what did it get up to? Like 13 cents or even 20 cents?
25. It hit 25.
25 cents. Yeah. That is amazing. When it goes from such a low price to such a huge price in such a quick amount of time, that's literally going moon.
And it fell from that by mid-March. It was down to under 3 cents. Currently sitting at 7.5 cents. And it's interesting here because Tron and number 9 flip-flop. They're really close. So, by the time you hear this, Tron might actually be number 9 instead of number 10, or it might be number 11. You never know. It could completely fall off the charts. So, what is this? It's Tron.network.
Like, I literally just swapped mine, and then it literally flopped again. So, I mean, they're only about a couple, at this point right now, 20 million apart. 9 and 10, so they could easily flip overnight.
They're aiming to decentralize the web, and their main net, there's a countdown on their website at Tron.network, launches in under 10 days from the time of this broadcast. There are 82 Tron nodes around the world on every continent except Antarctica, and you could see the map of where those nodes are. And honestly, I'm going to be candid. I don't know much about this.
Well, it talks about how it wants to do stuff in the entertainment space and help eliminate kind of some fraud within that space, creating a decentralized content entertainment system. So it's kind of interesting. I don't know a whole lot about it as well, just because I mean, how does a coin go? I mean, I did a little bit of research in it when it went from like 95, when it went almost 10,000% in a matter of a couple of weeks. I looked into it, I was like, wow. And then I saw the charts, and I said, okay, I'm going to put a little bit in here. And then it went up pretty high, and then I got out because I didn't really trust it, because it was really just a white paper at that time, as you mentioned. Mm-hmm. And so over time, they're I guess they said their platform is nearly ready. It's almost fully baked at this time.
Justin Sun is the CEO, and he's young. He's been named by Forbes as one of Asia's 30 under 30 entrepreneurs. He was the former chief representative for Greater China of Ripple. And so, seems like a smart kid. And if you click on the About link, you could see the Tron team. And there's no diversity here. They're all Asians, all wearing Tron shirts. There's looks like 100 of them. I want to see some more diversity there at Tron. What's up with this?
Well, they're based in China.
Yeah. So what? I don't care. I want to see more diversity here. They've got their roadmap. May 31st is the launch of their main net. Now, typically when a crypto gets ready to have some big news, like the launch of a mainnet, I expect the coin to move, right? Just as an observer, not as even an investor.
You know what? It would be wise for it to move if it's actually their technology is what it says it's going to do, when they're fulfilling their promise of, what they promised to deliver when they were doing the ICO. And that's really what we want when we're in this space here. We want to see more of these companies launching their product because they said they were going to do that. We've given a lot of them a lot of money. I mean, how is this company right here? What is it worth? $6 billion, $7 billion? What's its total right now? $5 billion, and they don't have a mainnet launched yet. So that still blows me away how companies can be worth $5 billion and not have a working product yet. That's amazing.
They are attempting to build this decentralized protocol with a democratic, self-governing community, free elections, and overarching legitimacy. So it'll be really interesting to see if they're able to pull this off and their mainnet is actually fully functional. I first heard about Tron when, and I think the reason that they got so much traction was because they were one of the tokens that did airdrops to a lot of accounts. And I had 500 Tron show up in my wallet one day. And that was when it was, like 2 cents or no sub. It was less than 2 cents a pop when those showed up. So, it was virtually worthless at the time I got it. And I think I still have those. I've never purchased any Tron. Yes, I have a stake, 500 Tron, but I've not done enough of my own due diligence in it to actually buy any.
So were they really one of the first to do the drop? Because that's kind of fascinating if they're the very first one to have done that.
Well, I don't think they were the first one to do it. I just remember that they did a massive airdrop, and that's when I first became aware. I'm like, I got a crap coin. I got 500 of a worthless token dropped to me, like so many of the airdrops. And I think by doing the mass airdrop, it got a lot of people talking about it.
Yeah. Good deal. And I remember I didn't get any, and you're all like, I got some TRX. And I'm like, what? How come I didn't get any TRX? And you're like, because I'm Joel Comm.
And so number 10, maybe number 9 by the time you hear this, Tron TRX. Number 9.
I don't know, Mr. Joel Comm. I'm still upset that I didn't get any TRX. I'm looking. I don't get any of that anywhere. Not
coming
fair. Number 9.
Number 9, IOTA, otherwise known as the symbol MIOTA, an innovative new distributed ledger technology to function as the backbone of the Internet of Things, or IoT, as people in the industry like to say.
Mm-hmm. And if you guys recall, IOTA is one of the cryptos that Travis ended up losing. Still has not gotten it back. The wallet for IOTA is wild. It's actually, they call it a tangle. Their platform is not sort of a blockchain. It's a tangle. And creating the seed, you had to use this app to create a seed, which is really long, like 70, 80 characters or something, and then place it in. And then I had bought some IOTA on Bittrex or somewhere else, and I sent it over to my wallet. And apparently my wallet was not connected to that seed or something. Very confusing process. And so that's why we don't talk about IOTA a lot, because it pains me to think about IOTA.
Yeah, I think you were in France when you lost your IOTA, right?
I have a feeling there's a joke coming.
Well, it would have been your last tangle in Paris. Snap. Untangled.world. IOTA is known as a third generation platform. It's not a blockchain. So if you look at Bitcoin, first gen, Ethereum, second gen, and then there's third generation platforms. We're going to be talking about another one here in this countdown here shortly. They say that these third generation platforms have the advantage of hindsight. They can identify drawbacks and constraints of previous projects and develop accordingly. And so this technology is still new, it's buggy, and it's not, hardened by time, not time tested like blockchain is. But there's some interesting facts about this we've got here in the show notes.
Yeah, some interesting facts. There's no mining, there's no blocks, there's no difficulty, no transaction fees, there's no good wallets. It's confusing. You can lose your cryptos.
We have somebody who listens to the show that keeps calling you out that says you screwed it up, Mr. Travis, right?
Yeah, and he's really rude about it too. So I don't. He's not in my internet experience anymore.
Well, you're just so good at losing your cryptos.
Right. Well, I mean, this wallet was really. There's been a lot of people who've had challenges with the IOTA wallet. I think it's gotten better since when I did it, and I didn't really lose that much. I think I spent $800 on IOTA or something, but it was worth at the time like 30 cents or something. So
I picked up just a little bit, not holding a lot of it, and I didn't want, because you said the wallet was a little challenging. It's the only coin I think that I've left on an exchange, because I'd rather just leave it there and then deal with the wallet until I know everything is super quirky.
I wish I could have done that, kept it on an exchange and then sold it.
Technically, I don't understand as much about this or how it's intended to work. Do you?
Well, they call it a DAG. It's a directed acyclic graph DAG called the Tangle. And there's two benefits of the DAG platform is unlimited scalability and free transactions. And so, yeah, it's very, very early on its infancy. But they're having some really interesting partnerships. There's some partnerships that are coming up on IOTA. That's why I bought some back in August or whatever it was of last year, because I thought that it was interesting. I thought that it could have some pretty good potentiality. And here it is in the top 10. So I was not wrong.
You was not wrong. IOTA.org is the website where you guys can learn some more about this. And while we're not going deep on it, because we're not qualified to do so, for you IOTA fans out there, we talked about it. Number
for the last
9.
time ever.
No, that's not true. Number 9, IOTA. And I don't even have an iota of what it is.
Coming in at number 8 is a platform that's been created to allow for the swift transfer of digital assets. It is Stellar, and a fork of Ripple, the symbol XLM.
That's right. It is currently in the 8th position in the world of the cryptos, has about a $7 billion market cap. And over the last few months, they had an amazing partnerships that they announced back, I believe it was back in September or October, the partnership with IBM. And so Stellar is working with IBM, and they're working with some other partners to facilitate cross-border transactions around the world. They're actually starting in the South Pacific, and because remittance fees are so high. I mean, we've talked about that. We had the CEO of Stellar on as our very, very first guest. Jed McCaleb was on our show back in badco.in/011. I believe it was the 11th episode ever, and came on the show. And not sure how we got him on that early, but they gave us some lumens to give away to our early audience. And we gave away a ton, but some people didn't actually accept them back then until we got them back. And so we have a few more to give out sometime.
Yeah, in fact, we've got a contest going on right now. If you will write us a funny 5-star review, wherever it is that you listen to the show, we like to read those here on the show. And one of you is going to get 500 Stellar Lumens here pretty soon. Oh, and Travis, we also had Arsha Lal, who works with IBM on their blockchain team. She was recently interviewed. It's badco.in/122. And she enumerated a bit further on Stellar Lumens and their partnership with IBM and what it all means.
Mm-hmm. Travis Lumens are really good. I'm a big fan of those. So yeah, at Arsha, that was a fun conversation with her.
Yeah, she had a lot of interesting stuff to say. And Travis and I have been fascinated by Stellar I heard about Stellar before I ever invested from a friend of mine. And so I took a closer look at it. And, at that time it was around 2 cents. And, we watched this thing go up to like 50 cents or something like that. It's currently sitting at 33 cents. And the thing that really draws me to Stellar is how fast it is. I mean, it is 2 to 5 seconds. It's just like you send XLM to somebody, boom, wallet to wallet, cleared.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's literally like if you send it from, like I bought some at an exchange and sent it over to my Stellar wallet, and by the time I clicked over to the other tab, I've never clicked over to the other tab and it not be there. So I'm like, send. Where's the tab? There it is. Click over there. Boom. Oh, it's already there. Nice. I mean, that's fast. That's how you want digital money to go. And Jed McCaleb has had an interesting career. He was one of the original founders of Mt. Gox, and he sold it off to that other dude who had all the problems. But Jed McCaleb went over and created, with some other guys, created Ripple. And then I guess there was some sort of disagrumpment going on. I'm not sure the whole details on that, but he went off and spun out and created Lumens. And Lumens are very, very fast, as you mentioned, and they really serve two purposes. They play a small anti-spam role because Lumens are needed for these transaction fees and minimum balances on accounts on the Stellar network to prevent people from overwhelming the network, and also requires people to hold at least half of a lumen. That requirement incentivizes users to declutter the ledger by eliminating abandoned accounts. So it's interesting. And also they may accumulate multi-currency transactions. So the way they have these pairs set up is like you can pair lumens to like a specific bank name in Zimbabwe. And that could be like the Zimbabwean dollars from that bank tied to lumens. And so basically they have these trading pairs, and Stellar sort of acts as a bridge from being able to, transfer any currency to any other currency in the world without those huge remittance fees.
And by the way, I was wrong here about the high. It actually hit almost 92 cents on January 3rd. It really flew. Volume was exceptionally high. It's been a lot slower right now, but here's the thing. This is there's nonprofits and businesses that are implementing Stellar because it's so fast, and especially in the developing world. When you think of the promise of crypto to make, financial inclusion available for everybody, we've got people in the world that, want to send small amounts of money. For them, that's big, and maybe where they're sending it back home, it's meaningful, $5, $10, but you can't do that easily. You can't do it quickly, and you can't do it without high transaction fees eating most or all of what you're trying to send. But with tokens like Stellar, you could send $5, from the U.S. to any third world country wallet, and not only is it instant, but the transaction fee is so minimal, it's negligible.
Yeah, I think it's like half. It's like 20% of a lumen or something?
It's so small. And
0.2 of a lumen, I think of what it is. Yeah, so you're talking, well, originally whenever we got the coin when it was under 2 cents, like 2 cents, I think I purchased some at 1.7 cents or something ridiculous. And, that coin has been phenomenal, especially once we actually had Jed McCaleb on the show. That convinced us as, wow, this is going to be really interesting as a coin. And so we gave away, 400 different invites or something crazy like that?
I think it was like 250. We had a bunch. There was a lot.
Yeah, so we gave away a whole lot of lumens now when you factor in that they're worth almost 40 cents.
Got a whole lot of lumens. Got a whole lot of lumens. I don't have a whole lot of lumens myself, but I do have.
I don't either. I have some.
And some.
I really wish I had loaded up the truck. Really, whenever I was like, it's $1, it's a penny and a half. Man, that's not a bad idea. Wow, we should probably get a whole bunch of these, huh? Nope.
Number 8, Stellar Lumens XLM. Coming in at the 7th place in the cryptocurrency market cap at over $6 billion is Cardano, the symbol ADA, which I think is kind of funny that it's, I think it would be Car or Dano, like Bookham Dano, but it's ADA.
Yeah, or card. Yeah, ADA makes no sense.
So this is,
it should be like
out of the
Ard.
top 10, this is the one that I know the absolute least about, but I'm excellent at reading. And it says on the words in front of my eyes that Cardano is a blockchain platform that provides a programmable blockchain and smart contracts for dApp development. Sounds like Ethereum.
Mm-hmm. Well, it is a blockchain platform, right? And if I'm not mistaken, I believe they're either based in Japan. I know Japan love Cardano. Like, oh my God, like one of my friends in Japan messaged me before Cardano had taken off and was like, dude, you should look into Cardano. And I looked into Cardano and it was just a couple pennies or something. And then I was like, all right. So I got some, not as many as I would have liked, obviously. And then it went up, and then I got out of it when it went to like 14 cents or something. And then it went all the way up to it got to like $1 or something. I mean, it thing took off pretty huge. It is now number 7 overall and sitting with a total market cap of over $6 billion. And so most people had never heard of the project before it sort of, launched onto the scene. it was crazy to watch that price increasing so high over time. So they're a little different. They use what's called an Ouroboros proof of stake, and that's their consensus mechanism. So basically, it is a proof of stake concept. You can see the link here on CardanoDocs.com/Cardano/proof of stake. You can take a look at that in the show notes. So basically, they are a blockchain platform, programmable blockchain, smart contracts. It's pretty much another Asian Neo or another Asian Ethereum type of project.
Yeah, it's a technological platform that's going to be capable of running financial applications currently used every day by individuals, organizations, and governments all over the world. They're creating it in layers. It's supposed to have a lot of flexibility, make it easy to have soft fork upgrades. And I guess after the settlement layer that will run ADA is complete, there will be a separate computing layer built to handle smart contracts, and that's where it becomes in kind of like Ethereum.
So they're calling this a third generation blockchain, where Bitcoin would be the first generation, Ethereum was the second. Well, because its technology base it was new, rudimentary, but now Ethereum has gotten to the point where it's evolved, and now it's upgrading and scaling. And now third generation blockchains like Cardano, they have the advantage of that hindsight, so they can basically see where Ethereum had their hiccups, and some of those other platforms have had hiccups, and can take from those learnings and build a better platform. And now, when you're talking about not only smart contracts, but when you're talking about side chains and multi chains and private and public side chains, the space is definitely evolving, and I think Cardano is one of the ones that wants to take advantage of that. I kind of liken Cardano to sort of how I think EOS and Cardano, they seem similar to me.
Yep.
I may be off on that.
They've got their own wallet. It's called the Daedalus Wallet, and it's secure HD wallet for the ADA crypto, where you can send and receive ADA and see a history of your transactions. I guess it's the only place. It's unlike others where there's multiple wallets. It looks like there's just the one wallet right now. Cardano.org is the site you can check out with all the resources, their white paper, their community forums, download the wallet, and so forth. And it looks like the site is in Chinese and Japanese as well as English, if I'm reading my characters correct. Or is that Korean? I don't know. I'm sorry. It's hard to recognize Asian characters. There's a couple links in the show notes, though, so you guys can check that out.
Mm-hmm. And Cardano is supported essentially by three organizations. The Cardano Foundation, they support the platform by promoting Cardano to the greater community and educating about cryptos and working with regulations. IOHK is the engineering and development organization behind the Cardano technology, and Emergo works towards integrating the platform with businesses. And you can read more about that. There's an article to link to Hacker Noon, which talked about Cardano, Ethereum, and Neo, and if they're overpriced or overhyped.
Coming in at number 7, ADA, it's Cardano.
Number 6.
It's been dubbed the silver to Bitcoin's gold. Released October 7th, 2011 by software engineer Charlie Lee. It is the one, the only Litecoin. Litecoin just, I don't know. There's something about Litecoin that just makes me smile. I don't know what it is. Charlie, was a guest on episode 56.
Yeah, 56.
Badco.in/056 is where you'll find that interview. He's just such a likable fella.
Great dude. Really enjoyed chatting with him a lot, and very friendly guy. And he's really conscientious. Like, he's not trying to, talk news about Litecoin and then pump and dump it. In fact, when the price took off to over $300, Charlie Lee mentioned that he sold it all.
Yeah.
And in hindsight, not a bad idea.
No, Charlie was the smartest guy in the room that day, because Litecoin's currently sitting around $140. And he said, there's some people that took that as a lack of confidence. And his reasoning, at least publicly, for selling was that he didn't want there to be, he didn't want to be tethered to the fact that his developments would profit him. He wanted to be, what's the word I'm looking for here? Help me find a word. Agnostic-ish, but he cares. I mean, he tweets about Litecoin all the time. And the idea was for the Litecoin network to be a better version of Bitcoin and fix some of the problems that Bitcoin is dealing with. And most of that comes down to the speed, right? Litecoin has a 4-time faster rate of confirmation. Bitcoin's algorithm allows for one transaction to be added to the public ledger every 10 minutes. Litecoin is 2.5 minutes. And we've both tested that because we've both had Litecoin and can see that it is 4 times faster.
That's the one that I always have entered people into the crypto space with. Like, you know what? Like, I have a bunch of good friends from high school and just people that I've connected with. If maybe they don't have crypto, then what I've traditionally done is I've said, okay, well, open up Coinbase, get an account, and then boom, I'm going to send you some Litecoin. And they're amazed when they see how fast Litecoin arrives in their wallet. And so, true to Charlie Lee's mission, it is faster, and the speed on it is amazing. And it's one of those proving points to people when they first start getting onto the crypto. Now, when Bitcoin has 21 million Bitcoin, right? Litecoin has 84 million Litecoins, and so 4 times greater amount of Litecoin than Bitcoin. So in my mind, I'd like to see Litecoin be 1/4 the price of Bitcoin. Actually,
well, here's the thing.
Quit lagging behind.
If you look at the math here, it's 4 times faster, and the max capacity is 4 times greater. So it kind of mirrors that. And right, you're right about that. If Bitcoin is at 8,500, then technically, theoretically, philosophically, Litecoin would be at 21.25. Right?
Yeah.
1/4 of it, but Litecoin actually trading at about 140. So that's why there's some people that are extremely bullish on Litecoin having its day.
Yep. Could definitely have its day. Or if the case is, where Ethereum is, where it's sitting at $600-700, it should be somewhere ballpark around there in theory. But then again, Ethereum, I think, is underpriced actually when you figure out all of these different tokens that are powering on top of it. Then I think there could be a day where Ethereum overcomes Bitcoin potentially, just because of the functionality of the platform and all of the different ecosystems that are riding on top of that backbone. Like, if Ethereum were to fail, that would have as great, if not a greater impact than Bitcoin failure.
Yep, I don't dispute that. There's too many tokens that are connected to that. So both Travis and I don't know if you do. I'm holding a little bit of Litecoin, and
I don't have any Litecoin.
I'm probably gonna keep hodling it, because that's what I do. I hodl. I'm a hodler.
Mm-hmm. I may start mining some Litecoin.
You know what? If we do that, we've actually talked about that a little bit. And if we do that, we shall report back to all y'all with our results.
So coming in at number 6 is Charlie Lee's baby, Litecoin. And that's going to wrap up the part 1 of our top 10 crypto countdown. Number 10, Tron. Number 9, IOTA. Number 8, Stellar. Number 7, Cardano. And number 6, Litecoin. And soon we'll do part 2 of this and count down 5 to 1, and 1 is going to shock you.
I do want to. It will shock you. I did want to say one thing, Casey Nakamoto. Cardano has nothing to do with Kim Kardashian. Has nothing to do with that family, even though it sounds really.
Oh my gosh! I hope there's never a Kardashian coin. Maybe that would be the end of crypto as we know it, right? If there's actually a Kardashian. I mean, we already have bad coins. So there's already a bad coin out there. We don't need a Kardashian.
Well, there could be a Kanye coin and call it, Dragon Energy.
Oh my gosh. Well, there's actually a Dragon coin already.
There's a Dragon coin. There's a Dragon chain. There's no Dragon Energy.
In fact, we're going to be having in the near future, we've confirmed an interview with Joe Roats. Is Joe the CEO of Dragon?
Joe is the CEO of Dragon.
Great. So we'll have Joe Roats on here in the near future. Don't forget to submit your nomination for Talkin' Tokens with Travis and Jost, and that's going to be coming up soon. Call us, write us, let us know.
Travis and Joe. That guy. You don't even know how many times I tried to get him to do it right, and then I just gave up. I'm just like, you know what? Screw it.
Can't wait to play those variations for everybody. Thanks for listening. In case we haven't asked often enough, please subscribe. Please review the show. We want to read your funny 5-star reviews, and somebody's going to win 500 stellar lumens for making us snicker, chortle, or otherwise laugh.
Mm-hmm. And please stay back.
Who's bad?
The Bad Crypto Podcast is a production of Bad Crypto LLC. The content of the show, the videos, and the website is provided for educational, informational, and entertainment purposes only. It's not intended to be and does not constitute financial, investment, or trading advice of any kind. You shouldn't make any decisions as to finances, investing, trading, or anything else based on this information without undertaking independent due diligence and consultation with a professional financial advisor. Please understand that the trading of Bitcoins and alternative cryptocurrencies have potential risks involved. Anyone wishing to invest in any of the currencies or tokens mentioned on this podcast should first seek their own independent professional financial advisor.